Humankind cannot gain anything without first giving something in return. That line feels less like a fantasy mechanic and more like a universal truth. It's been over 20 years since Hiromu Arakawa first introduced us to the Elric brothers. And in the landscape now dominated by dark shonen, like Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood still feels like the blueprint. Why? Why is this the one show that almost every anime fan agrees is peak? Today we aren't just reviewing the show. We're dissecting a masterpiece of narrative engineering. We're looking at the historical inspirations, the mechanical logic of alchemy, and my experience watching this story that hits harder now for me when it did when it came out. So let's dive in. Most shonen power systems are soft. They expand based on plot needs. But alchemy is hard magic. It's governed by the law of equivalent exchange. Matter input, deconstruction, reconstruction, matter output. This isn't just cool science magic. It's a philosophical tether. Because the world has rules, the stakes feel real. When Ed and Al try to bring back their mother, they don't just fail because of evil spirits. They fail because the chemical composition of a human body doesn't equal a human soul. Hiromu Arakawa spent years researching real-world alchemy and history of the Philosopher's Stone. She drew inspiration from the Industrial Revolution and the rise of military-industrial complexes. This gives Amestris a lived-in feel. It's not just a fantasy kingdom, it's a pre-World War II Germany-coded state where the military is the government. Let's be honest, most shonen protagonists are static. They want to be the king, the Hokage, or the Wizard King. Edward Elric just wants to go home. He wants to fix his mistake. Ed and Al's relationship is the heartbeat of the show. Ed's guilt is a physical weight, literally, in the form of automail. And we have the supporting cast. FMAB has what I call the law of conservation of narrative. No one is wasted. Roy Mustang, he's a hero, or a war criminal trying to atone. But we have Scar as well. He isn't a villain, he's a victim of genocide seeking revenge. Vengeance, to be clear. And the strong arm. Major Armstrong and Olivier Mira Armstrong represent the duality of the military. Compassion versus cold efficiency. But unlike many long-running series that suffer from power creep, the characters in FMAB don't get stronger by getting new energy levels. They get stronger by gaining information. The leveling up is intellectual and moral, which is far more satisfying to watch, in my opinion. Because when it comes to other shonen, it's more of like fighting, being physical, and just being the most powerful. And this is where the show shifts from an adventure to a political thriller. The Homunculi aren't just monsters of the week. They're the manifestations of the state's sins. The revelation that the entire country of Amestris is one giant transmutation circle is one of the greatest holy crap moments in fiction. It recontextualizes every skirmish, every border war, and every death we've seen. It feels like a conspiracy. But watching this now, as an adult, the Ishval Civil War arc is devastating. It deals with state-sponsored ethnic cleansing in a way that feels uncomfortably relevant. And Arakawa didn't shy away from showering that our heroes, Mustang, Hawkeye, Hughes, were participants in a massacre. That moral complexity is what elevates this above standard battle shonen. Now we have to talk about Studio Bones. In 2009, they decided to readapt this series to stay faithful to the manga. And the production value hasn't aged a day. When it comes to the animation, notice how the alchemy effects aren't just flashy lights. You can see the ground crumbling. You can see the friction and heat. And the music? The score by Akira Sanju is legendary. Lapis Philosophorum and Trish's Lullaby provide an operatic weight that makes every scene feel like a classic. And while the 2003 version directed by Seiji Mizushima is brilliant for its original, darker ending and character studies, Brotherhood is the perfect clockwork machine. Every gear fits perfectly in the next. There's no filler. None. Every episode moves the needle toward the promised day. Now for one of the big questions, how many anime have a truly satisfying ending? Attack on Titan, let's be honest, it was divisive. It had fans divided and going against each other over whether Eren's actions were justified or not, and whether it was the best ending. Game of Thrones, outside of anime, was a disaster in my opinion. The worst ending in all of any TP series. But FMAB? It's this landing for me with a rating of a 10 out of 10. It provides an answer to the Elric brothers' quest that isn't a cheat code. It reinforces the theme of equivalent exchange in a way that it's both heartbreaking and beautiful. It tells us that while you can't get something for nothing, the things you build through human connection are worth more than any philosopher's stone. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is peak because it respects your time, it respects the world, and it respects its characters. It's a story about science, religion, politics, and the messy, beautiful reality of being a human. If you haven't seen it in a while, or if you're one of the few who hasn't seen it at all, this is your year to fix that, or the rest of the decade, or whenever, right now. Either watch it right now. It's the gold standard for a reason. But which moment destroyed you most if you've watched it? The Ninja Tucker incident or Hugh's funeral? Sorry for bringing those up if any of you are emotional, any fans. And who's the real MVP of the show? Is it Winry for being the best mechanic in anime history? Or Roy Mustang for that envy fight? Come on, let's debate it in the comments below. Let's get something going. Let's get an argument going about all of it. And if you want to deep dive into the real history of alchemy, let me know, or any other topic related to Fullmetal Alchemist. And until next time, don't lose your arm or leg, and I'll be seeing you on the next step of our journey. Take care.